then we could number it so that it's a really limited edition and people have a unique piece of art in their hand. I think that's quite an added value for the consumer, and he has, as I said, something unique in his hands. So that's one advantage. Later on, we're working towards, and that's more on the software side, that we can print any bottle with a different image. So this is more on the software and the processing hardware computer side that we need to progress. But then imagine that anyone can send his picture and we print his picture on the bottle, and then you get it shipped to you or you find it in the store. There's another added value. For the brands, as I said in the beginning, I think they can use more space on the bottle to communicate with the consumer. So it's not limited to the standard label size we have on a bottle or on a beer bottle. But you can really make use of almost everything on the bottle, except for the mandatories that we need to have on the bottle from legal perspective.
Great.
Is there something you were looking for?
Yeah, no, that's great. So talk maybe specifically about the Bex project. I'd like to maybe just get a concise version of that story. How did they decide to do this? What did they end up doing? Where did the art come from? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, it's again something political, because we had first the Sepp Blatter, the 100.
Sure.
Should I talk about this a little bit? Because it's not that this was then put on hold, but that there was only 4 weeks, 5 weeks ago, there was the idea to change.
Yeah.
So we had to quickly react, and that's also something unique for the brands again, that we were quite fast. So 5 weeks ago we didn't have these designs. I gave it to an agency. They worked 2 weeks on it, and then we started to print with normal paper labels. If you want to change design, it's 8-10 weeks. So this is something I would like then.
Yeah, I think you should talk about that. I think that'll highlight for the brands and just from a process standpoint what is different.
Okay. And what was the initial question?
So just take us through the Bex project and hit those points.
Okay. The first commercial launch of tattoo or tattooed bottles will be for Bex UK. It will be a limited edition campaign of 200,000 bottles. We started the project because Bex is an innovative brand. They're doing since a couple of years artist campaigns. So they have artist paper labels, and we thought it would be a nice fit to our technology and increase the space for artists to show their art on the bottle. We started off with different designs than you can see here. But then it was decided to take another turn for this campaign, and we had very short time to develop these designs based on the 2018 campaign. We had 2 weeks to make the designs, and then after that we could directly start to print. So we're still printing at the moment. We'll be ready at the end of next week, and then we ship directly to the brewery. So there's a lead time of 6 weeks to get 200,000 bottles to the brewery and have them filled. So this is another advantage of digital object printing on small scale premium batches. We are faster than traditional technologies that we're using nowadays.
Right. So are there other brands that are looking at this technology that you could talk about? And if so, maybe just tell us a little bit about the applications they're thinking about.
Yes. So we're talking to the Spirit or like the ZX Venture brands, because they are more agile at the moment. They have small batch productions. They can react faster. And they have products that are stand out more or need to stand out more on the shelf. So we're talking to these kind of brands, but we're talking also to more mature brands within beer brands within ABI, like Hoegaarden. We did a very small influencer campaign with Corona, where we printed the name of the influencer on the bottle, and they got a goodie bag, and the reaction was really positive. So they had a full goodie bag of Corona products, but the bottles were the most posted from this goodie bag. So this was quite nice to see that people react positively to personalized or customized bottles. The business development internally is something I'm working on at the moment. So we're talking to multiple brands. We have for the Leuven Brewery a nice project that's coming up next, where we print for the operators of the brewery unique bottles. So there will be 6-7 designs with like a thank you bottle, and every operator will get a crate of 24 bottles with the 6-7 designs. So this is something we do next. Project should be ready mid of October. So that's also something we started last week to give to the agency, and mid-October they will be filled, and a day later the bottles will be available to hand out.
Great. So can you talk about future applications of the technology, different maybe broad areas that ABI is looking at to apply tattoo and this digital object printing?
The future, where this will go, is to bring up, first of all, the speed and lower the cost. So it's still premium decoration. I think personally it will never replace the paper label. But we would like to small down the operational size, so that maybe one day we can bring this closer to a brewery, so that this can be part to have very short reaction times on things that happen on the market. For example, we have a soccer game and the results is there. We have a prepared artwork. We enter the results. We start printing and then start filling, and the next morning we could have bottles on the market. So this is a dream that we are working on, and I think with today, where we are with the TAP or the Tattoo Alpha plant, I think we are getting closer to that.
Right. So what is the most fun part, or what has been the most fun part of working on this?
Working where? At ABI?
Working
on this project?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, the most funny part was to really see something not working, getting it to work by bringing an organization and a push and doing it the ABI way and saying, okay, look, what are the gaps? Where do we need to be? And really bringing in process in different parties on a project. So the supplier side, the internal people, are really building one team. I think this is what I really enjoyed. The other thing that was fun to work on was that for the BEX campaign again, there was no internal design to print manager for the paper label campaign. So we could have delivered we could have done our bottles, but for the accompanying paper label version, there was no one that manages to get from design to labels, ship that to the brewery. So this is a person that always takes care of this internally. And I took up the role to ensure that this project can be delivered on the market. So I saw, at the same moment in time, the tattoo process for bringing bottles on the market and the classic or standardized way of doing paper labels. And I saw what the differences are, and now I can very well compare and see that for definitely small batches, I cannot give any number at the moment, but we are faster, and again, the market reaction and premium design shows that for small batches, this is a very nice opportunity spot.
That was great. So, asking everybody this question, just sort of a broad question: what does beer mean to you? Obviously, you're working with in the space, but what does it mean to you?
I'm not a beer drinker. So what does beer mean to me? Before working for ABI, I was not really a beer drinker. Of course, when you go out, you have some beers. I didn't have any favorite brand or favorite style of beer. Since I started working for ABI, I discovered more the Indian Pale Ale side, or like the indie Pale Ale, how they call it now. So more this experimental brewing. So I really like nowadays drinking after a long day of work a IPA, a cold, fresh IPA. So this is something that I can